up, guys? Outride 705 here. We are starting off the long weekend. We are on a sunset cruise. By the time we get to our bay, it's probably going to be dark. It's going to be an awesome trip. This weekend, just me and my buddy for now. We got a few more boats coming to join us later. We're going to have the seadoo out. We're going to go jump some waves, do whatever. So we'll see you guys there. We are in Louisa today. This is Monday of the long weekend. The August long weekend. No, July long weekend? I don't even know. No, it's July. I don't know. Might be August today. No idea. We had an amazing weekend. We spent some time at the end of Fraser, and then we went in and took a ride out to Killarney. I have some footage for that. I'm going to play that. A couple of weeks ago, I did a little clip, and I asked people to ask me some questions that they'd like to have answered. Being terribly disorganized, I didn't actually write any of that stuff down, but I do remember one question that kind of stuck with me because it was kind of a tough one to answer. And it's probably a really long answer, so I'm just going to go through that one question. And the question was, what was your biggest setback in life? That is the most difficult question to answer. Now, I'm assuming he meant financially, done something, and obviously we anybody that tries to get ahead in life and is not scared to get ahead in life, they try stuff. They buy stocks, they buy apartment buildings, they start businesses, they do all kinds of stuff, and the chances of all of them being a success are very slim. You're gonna have some failures. So I'm gonna take it that question was referring to that. And again, that's a really hard question. When I was about 22 years old, I came out with this invention. It was an electronic valve that shuts off the water main to your house with the flick of a switch. It's a great idea. That way you can't have any kind of dishwasher leak. You can't have any plumbing leaks in your home. So if you leave for the weekend or you leave to work, you can flick a switch on your wall and shut your water off to your house. One thing about house floods, if you're gone for more than 3 days, I believe, the insurance companies don't cover you. You have to actually have somebody going into your house and checking in on your house. And if you don't, then technically they don't have to cover you for any kind of water damage. So I spent a bunch of money on that thing, made a bunch of prototypes, but it's kind of a learning curve. I realized that most people will spend a bunch of money on junk, like shiny rims for their car and all that kind of stuff, tinted windows, all that, whatever junk they could buy for their toys, they'll spend all kinds of money on that. But when it comes to doing something that's preventative, it's really hard to sell them on it. The only real way to have made that probably a real go would be to get the insurance companies to automatically offer a rebate. But insurance companies were very skittish about it. They were more worried that it was going to cause a leak than anything, which is ridiculous because it's no different than any other plumbing in a house. But anyways, I had that thing CSA approved, UL approved, and I filed patents. I did all this kind of stuff. I spent at the time, about $10,000 out of my own pocket. And at 19, 20, 21, whatever age I was at the time, that was a lot of cash. I mean, that was like major cash. All my buddies were buying brand new snow machines and brand new trucks and all that kind of stuff, and I was just working on my business basically for something that I got zero return out of. I might have sold a dozen units. I was in the newspapers, television, all this kind of stuff. And so I would say financially, that might have been my biggest setback, sort of. But, of my own doing, that was probably my biggest setback. But do I consider it a setback? Absolutely not. That business was the best thing that ever happened to me. I'm going to tell you why, because when I was a kid, I was very shy. And I always aspired to do well and to have my own business and to, to not just do the normal 9 to 5 work for somebody else. I really wanted to do my own thing. But to do that, you need clients and you need to be very personable. And that just wasn't me. I was shy. I'm still sort of shy, but not. I don't know. I think compared to most people, I'm not shy. But I'm still not as outgoing as some. But that being said, that business or that attempt was my biggest helper. It got me to the point where I wasn't shy anymore. When I did my interview on TV for my product, I was actually shaking like this. I spoke okay, but I couldn't control my hands from shaking. I actually had to brace myself against the desk when I was holding it and showing it to her because I couldn't stop shaking. That's how nervous I was. And I was pretty much like that every time I'd go into an alarm system company, show up in dude's office with with this new product and trying to be excited about it and show him all the qualities of it, and I was just in knots. I was so nervous. After time, you get out of that. The more and more you do it, the more and more it's not as bad. Now I walk into companies, even when I first started my business, and I walked into companies that were multi-million-dollar companies, and I don't even flinch right now. I don't even care if they don't like me or if they don't like my product. When I get clients, it's because they like me. It's not so much my product or my service, because they haven't experienced my service yet. They're new clients. So basically, you got to sell them on yourself and make them feel like you're the right choice. So my greatest failure or my greatest success, I don't know what you want to call that. To me, it was my greatest success. I think all my failures, I bought stocks, I bought RSPs. I had a broker when I was, like, again, 20 years oldish or whatever. And I've done nothing but lose money with that. I don't know, again, a lesson learned. I'm better with my own finances than giving somebody else my money to manage. That's what I gained from that. I really don't believe in having somebody else take care of my future in my life. So kind of off topic here, in case I get questions as people say, how did you do what you did and all this kind of stuff. I'm just going to tell you flat out what I did. I'm not wealthy. I'm not saying I'm rich. I'm far from rich. I work every day like everybody else. Some people seem to think I do fairly well. I mean, it all depends who you're talking to. I'm poor to some people and I may be rich to others. My biggest thing that I did to get the mindset that I needed to learn was read Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. And I've read that book probably a dozen times. It used to be something, when I was 19 years old, I'd read it. And then 6 months later, I'd read it again and I'd shake my head and be like, damn, I'm not doing what I'm supposed to be doing. I wish they would force kids in school to read this. I think kids in grade 9, like at that 15, 16, before they've gotten to the point where they're really working and they've really gotten themselves into debt, I think that book is absolutely phenomenal. Yeah, so that's my one question that I remembered, and the one that was kind of puzzling me on how to answer it, because I don't consider any of my failures actual failures. They're all part of growing. It's a learning process. I'm still learning every day. I hope you guys enjoyed that, guys. I know it's been short. This weekend we had a lot of fun, and I just didn't make the time to go out and actually blog. I'll give you guys a few donuts while we're at it. Let's put this thing in sport mode. So much better in sport mode. All right. Throw the visor down because I'm probably going to get wetter. Oh, shit. Somebody asked me about the sponsons. When you lower them, what does it do? It corners like a bastard. Like this thing here, just like you could really nail it. And that's the little sponson thing on the side. It just digs down deeper in the water and grabs the water, so it's harder to spin out. You can still spin out, but it takes a little bit more effort. You know what? I was talking to somebody and they gave me some advice on how to wheelie this thing, so I'm going to do that. Drop the throttle, lean forward, and nope, not for me. Let me try that again. I really wonder if my reverse bucket kind of messes that up. Lean forward and no. It's freaking weird. I seen a guy do it online the other day on YouTube. I'm gonna see if I can do it off a wave. How about that? Give me a little boost. No. A little fuel. Got a lot of boats in the bay tonight. Most of them are from our marina. We're 4 boats right now rafted together, or 5? Yeah, we're 5 now. We're multiplying. We got 5 boats rafted together, and then another 2, they're coming out to see us basically, but they didn't raft up next to us. One of them has got shaft dry, so he can't go as shallow as we are right now. Hey guys, don't forget to subscribe. Thank you so much for your support. I'm at 1,500 subs already. It's just been phenomenal. I really appreciate everything. And on that note, I read 705. Peace.